Lupe Fiasco, representing that first and 15. Yeah, and this one right here, I dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Legally and illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped. Landed on his hip and busted his lip. For a week he had to talk with a lisp like this. Now we can end the story right here, but shorty didn't quit, it was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing, he couldn't fight the feeling, something about it. He knew he couldn't doubt it, couldn't understand it. Branded, since the first kick flip he landed. Labeled a misfit, a bandit. Cocoon, cocoon, cocoon. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, one stopped after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late in here, so I'm sorry young man, there's no skating here. So we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away he rolled, just a rebel to the world with no place to go. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick.
Yo, what is up? It's Nifty Q, and I'm sitting here with Ronan the Collector. You already know what it is. We're hosting NFT Live on a Wednesday, getting the NFT news to you, getting the Web3 news to you. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. Ronan, how are you doing today, my man? It's a great Wednesday, my brother.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It feels good. It's like, it's starting to clear up outside. It's been real rainy here the past couple days. Outside of that, market's up. Everybody seems to be in a pretty decent mood today, brother.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
You know who's in a good mood is the SuperYetis team. They just retweeted NFT Live, so I appreciate SuperYetis. If you're here, we're going to talk about y'all in just a second. Shout out to the people who are showing up early for us, and thank you to Lupe Fiasco for the awesome intro here. I'm going to turn him down just a little bit. Santino, Asmodai, NFT Addiction Helpline, DJ Savage, Hash Rhymes. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We're going to cover a couple of topics. It's going to be a relatively shorter episode here. We've got SuperYetis, we've got some CCO to talk about with Moonbirds and Mournbirds. Shout out to SarahScript as well. And we're going to touch on some Instagram, Flow, Reddit, FTX. We'll bring up Rate My Bag, see what we got. But it's a busy episode, and we'll try to pack it in like a 30, 40-minute span. Also, drop any comments you have in the chat if you want us to talk about anything else, because that's all we got. That's it.
There's not a whole lot going on, man. I'm sure it's only a matter of about 30 seconds before XP comes in and tells me that, the bunnies are doing something hot. But outside of that, dude, there's really not too much big news. I do think that, if you look at, the space as a whole, probably the biggest news is stuff like, Reddit and FTX and Instagram and Flow and these really massive communities, right? That are now starting to integrate with Web3, and we're starting to kind of get a better picture of how does this all play into the bigger, narrative of the internet.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going to get started here, guys. I appreciate you joining here early. Again, we do these Wednesday and Friday. I'm trying to get the Monday episodes worked out, but it's a tough time to get 5 days a week episodes out for you guys, live shows. So stick with us. We are here on a Wednesday, Nifty Q show tomorrow. We also have SpeakEasy tomorrow, and we have NFT Live on Friday, Fun Uncle show on Sunday. So we're bringing you shows. Come on, you can't hate it. But Rona, hit him with the CTA, and then we will hop into the episode quickly and see if we can't hit everything.
Yeah, shout out to everybody hanging out. Asmodai, Santino, what's up? This is what space smells like. I love that, man. I should have worn my other shirts. Oh, XP, there you are, bro. What's going on with Flow? Or Fluff. But yeah, so if you guys are here hanging out, and if you click that link from the Yetis, we appreciate you being here and hanging out with us today. And if you enjoy the content, please make sure to hit the like button. It takes about half a second, just a twitch of your thumb. And if you really enjoy the content, subscribing goes a really long way. We're at 11,000 subscribers now. We've been grinding for a couple years. And yeah, that's one of those things that you can do that it feels like you're not doing much at all, but it does a whole lot for us as a network. So if you could do that, we appreciate it. And then last thing we ask is if you think any of the topics that we're going to cover today are relative to your communities or your buddies, shoot them a link and tell them to come join us and chat and hang out.
Absolutely, and Xpaw's already saying we're not hating on you, my dude. He's wondering if we're hating on him. Gods and goblins. Crypto Buffalo is in the house. Sup, lads. Speaking of an OG on NFT Live, Crypto Buffalo, good to see you in the house today. All right, we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna pull up one quick piece before we jump into Super Yetis, which is a meme that will never die. We've got SarahScript here launching Mournbirds. Now, there's a bigger discussion I want to get to you, Ronan, as we dive into this conversation, which is that CCO that dropped last week from Kevin Rose and team, saying basically anybody could use the image and likeness, not of the Moonbirds logo, I think, but of all Moonbirds. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But then we have SarahScript coming through, and we are already lovely holders of Mournbirds, her Moonbirds derivative project, and I'm gonna jump in real quick, but these are fucking dope. I'm collecting more these days, shit that I would love to see on my wall, and these are absolutely fantastic. Like aesthetically, like this is an amazing work, and that it's Sarah. Like that's what we expect to see from her, and she delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. When I got the DM that she was going to do this derivative, I was like, this is definitely something I want to jump in. And she said, look, to anybody watching or anybody who's interested, there's no video games, there's no discords, there's no promises. She just wanted to do some really cool art and take something fun and do it for her collectors and her community, which this is a really good example of like an artist taking that extra step, right? Like CCO's announced not even a week ago. She gets to work. She puts together this really cool 300-piece collection. She does all the work herself, right? And then she doesn't do like a public mint or anything like that. She just gives anyone who's a current collector whitelist access to get in and mint these. And thanks to that, it went from a 0.01 mint and the floor is 0.06. She's a top 100 collection. And there's a lot of love on Twitter for the Mournbirds. And a big part of that is definitely being a big member of the community, someone who's also very vocal, who, can speak very poignantly, right? Like about from the viewpoint of an artist, also as a female in the space, and as someone who also is very knowledgeable and understands how this shit works. So it's another example of how like this space can really lift up. Yeah, that's my little homie, man. He's got like the gold wigs. It's so cool. But yeah, so this is a good example of how the technology can really provide income and a complete, full, fulfilling life for like an artist, right? Because she's gonna get her money. It was 0.01. That's nothing. That's like nothing for that, right? For a piece of art. And it's at 15, 16 ETH or something volume, top 100 collection, if it's not higher at this point. So yeah, when I talk to artists who are against the technology, who don't understand it, like this is one of those really good examples that I'd like, now I'm going to be able to like link and be like, look, check out this artist who's like doing something really cool. Right. Like, and so.
Yeah, well, I did not notice that Twitter implemented this like collection property piece. Did you see this when you click into stuff on your profile? Have you seen this before?
Where you can see like the collections and
yeah, what the fuck?
What are you looking at? Oh yeah. So like that they implemented that when they did the Octagon thing. So like you just have to but it has to be when the person makes it their profile photo as a hexagon.
I see.
So if they because then it links to the data. Now, what's really cool that a lot of people haven't talked about, and we didn't even cover this, is that they actually added integration into the native timeline. So if you post as a straight up JPEG, the photo of my ape, it's going to come up and it's going to have a little Ethereum photo or a little Ethereum icon on it. And then if you click it, it takes you to that same info page and it shows you that it's an NFT and who it's owned by.
Okay. Twitter, I see you. I also see SarahScript is in the house. There was a public because I was hopeful for new people to collect if they wanted to, but it got botted.
There was a public. That's right. Oh no.
No, hey, I
didn't know that.
Listen, we can't keep up with everything in the space, but we will keep up with your projects, Sarah. Keep dropping them, and we'll keep talking about them and collecting them. So, CCO Kevin Rose, Moonbirds, what is your take on just that in general? We touched on it a bunch last week on the channel, so I don't think we need to spend too much time, but I definitely want to get your take on whether it was a good move, was the execution, at all something that could be improved. My opinion, that's probably where most people's thoughts lie, is that the execution was poor. But let me know what you think about CCO. Would you buy into a project that has that?
Yeah, but it's got to have it up front, right? Like, as somebody who's worked in customer service, like, that's the first job I had, 14 years old, working at the mall at a store, like, providing customer service. And I did it for the better part of pretty much my entire life. One of the things that I have learned is that customers do not appreciate like the goalpost being moved after they've purchased a product. And we've seen this in this space specifically when quantities change after someone's already purchased something, right? Artifact made that mistake early on. They did a drop. It was like 500 pieces and it sold out like instantly. And they were like, hey, since it sold out so quickly, we're going to go ahead and bump the quantity to 1,000. And after that, dude, people just flipped their shit. Cause like the people who bought the 500 bought it for the price that it was at, thinking there was a supply of 500. They doubled that supply. So that leaves a bad taste. I think what the issue is with what, the team Proof did with Moonbirds is that this should have been something that was upfront and people understood what they were buying into when they spent the money. You have to remember, people are spending 10, 15, 20 ETH on these things. It's not a small amount of money. And on top of that, when you own the right to that image, you are going in, and for those of us who are exploring these options, trying to sell that as IP, right? Like a property that you own that you want to, basically give someone the permission to use the image of that NFT. So this in a way does take away that ability. And really it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't really help the collectors. It doesn't really help the community, but it does help the brand, the brand name, right? Like, so the brand Proof Collective, Kevin Rose can definitely see a lot of positives out of the CCO, like switching it.
Yeah.
But I don't care if they do it, but they got to do it up front. You can't sell this shit, give like your own, and I don't know, maybe you can clarify, but from the way I understand it took place is like rights were given to owners when they purchased, but now it's CCO. Yeah. And chat, feel free to fix me because I'm sure, like, I don't know, like maybe they didn't give rights to owners and then they decide. But from the way I understand it, they gave rights to owners and then they basically said, well, now you're not the only owner; everyone owns it.
No, I think you're right. Marty McFly saying exactly, just can't change it. It's not about CCO as much as the changes. Hopefully you got some 10 KTF crates. I didn't get any 10 KTF crates actually. I have no, like, I heard Ape got dropped to 10 KTF holders. I think, or 10 KTF like ecosystem participants. That would be a really cool conversation we could get into maybe, later in the episode. We have like an abbreviated episode today, guys, but the fact that 10KTF said we're not going to create our own token, we're going to use Ape, in the fact that like some deal is going on behind the scenes that Ape can now be dropped to 10KTF holders without a DAO vote or anything like that. Interesting stuff. But I like their move that they're using Ape in that ecosystem. Did you get any of these? Are you part of these crates pieces?
The crates is a little bit of a sore spot for me, man. I knew they were coming. I knew it was happening. I like, even shout out to Cost Effective Costa, like he hits me up and he's like, he keeps me abreast of these things, right? He knows I got 10 KTF. But despite the fact that I swear I looked every single day this weekend, the 24 hours that the mint was open, I missed it. And then I unfortunately missed the mint for just the apes on Tuesday. But I do think that, I got my like $70 or $7 worth of ape coin from partaking in 10 KTF, which is interesting. And to that point though, like, does anybody know, like, did the ape coins that were given out to 10 KTF holders, were those from the DAO? Did those come out of the DAO treasury, or did that come out of like 10 KTF holding a bag of like ape coin?
That's fair. 10 KTF could have easily like bought some. I doubt it. I feel like based on the situation, my best guess is this is what happened. Like there's allocations, right? There's allocations within the token economy that you can say, hey, we're using this for X. There's no stipulation that the DAO, has control over everything. Obviously, they have control over a certain allocation, but my guess is for marketing purposes that this probably came from, that realm. It depends on how much too. I don't know. Do you know the total? I feel like we're saying I don't know a bunch. So that's why we got the crew here in the chat.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to keep up with everything, right? Like, and not only that, but like, I don't know how much of, like, I did read what I what I could find about like the subject, right? And so who's talking about where those tokens came from? I'm not sure. So, but yeah, no, man, that sucks. I hope the 10K TF isn't too high, because then I'm gonna go cry a little bit.
No, yeah, I don't think it's that high.
I did get into Webiverse. Webiverse was like a really cool play if you like were able to get into it, and that's actually a really cool project that I think we should talk about and cover, and probably have the team come through at some point, because I think that it's going to be a really cool long-term project for sure.
Love it. All right, guys, I'm struggling with the dual episode. As you can see, we have me and Ronan here, which I kind of like the back and forth. Also, love that there's no like lag between us. God, it's just so freeing as, I don't know, a content creator, I guess. But I did want to give one quick shout out here to our now NFT Live. Shout out to Jacob Gooden, who is instrumental in making this happen. We're trying to figure out ways that we can like distribute this content more in ways that you want to see it. So I want to Super Yeti there in the background, but I want to quickly show NFT Live as a podcast channel. Now I'm pulling up Spotify because I'm a Spotify user, but if you're Apple Podcasts and all that stuff, you can find this. So this episode that you're listening to right now will get distributed in podcast form, but also Music Mondays and Speakeasy, which happens tomorrow. If you haven't tuned in to Kane Mayfield and Easy in Crypto, that is literally the funniest show on Twitter Spaces, on the entire Twitterverse. But as you can see, it goes all the way back. So trying to build out this podcast distribution so that you guys can listen to all these shows either on Twitter Spaces, on YouTube, but here on YouTube, here on podcasting platforms as well. So just a quick shout out there. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to hit some of these comments too, because CCO seems to be in everybody's kind of mind here. Marty McFly said they did give rights at first and we're proud of it. Crypto Buffalo saying, I feel like the CCOs raise the ceiling of a brand's chance of going viral or becoming internet culture, but it also can crush the early to short-term value of the OG holders. Real holders will prosper.
Yeah, I agree with all the sentiments. Like, I think that like the biggest thing is having changed it like in the midterm, right? Like it just like it confounds me that like anybody like would think that would be okay. And not only that, but like in the way that it did happen, right? So it's just like, hey guys, this is happening. Like there wasn't a discussion, there wasn't a vote. They didn't take into account the community. They didn't partake in the communication, right? Like, and a lot of the ethos of Web3 is very much like, we're in this together, right? So why didn't you include the community? So, yeah, man, unfortunate, but
I was actually asking Gifdead this here, like I believe yesterday. So I had him on the channel yesterday. But two-pronged question that I want to throw out to the community, because maybe we can hive mind this. But like, did CCO, as we're seeing it right now with Moonbirds, exist in any other Web3 project, or does it exist today? And then extending that to Web2 as well. Is there an example of a large brand that has CCO on their logo, their likeness, all this stuff? Like, I want to throw that out to both you, but also to the chat. Is this like one thing that we're seeing that's completely first iterative process here?
Yeah, I would imagine that there's got to be like, I from the way I understand it and the little bit of research I've done on CCO, which has not been much, it does seem like it does come from like a straight up copyright law that's out there that you can apply. So I assume that's because it has been applied in Web 2. But as far as Web3, yeah, I mean, CCO has been like the thing for months now, right? Like, and I've seen, shout out to Jordan Lyle, right? Like, who's a good homie of the show, who launched, This Is Meme. And he's fallen in love with CCO, right? And that's somebody who I think could probably build a really big brand, knowing this space as well as he does, and knowing how he can now apply that. But I do think that, it's got to be the right mix. It's also interesting that they didn't include the logo. So like, you can use our birds, but you can't use our logo. And if I really want the brand itself to be like super noticeable, then why not give the CCO for the logo, right? So then it's interesting. It's an interesting space we're in.
Yeah, it's an interesting piece there. The one thing we do know, again, is that the fact that CCO launched gave us the Mournbirds here that I want to pull up one last time, give one last shout out to Sarah before we move on to the next piece. We both have, they're sitting at 0.05 floor, but it looks like a 0.06 about. Again, I believe these launched at like 0.01 in public. So definitely doing well. They got up, I think, all the way to like 0.16. I was looking at some
That's
here.
awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. But it's good that, in a way, it's good that it came back down because it allows people to get back in. So
Exactly.
or to get in at a nice
for
price.
real collectors, right? Like, this is what's amazing about this is art. And this is what we've talked about this the last couple of weeks. It's been a topic that I feel like has come up, which is like, we enjoyed the times of wax when we were coming in and we were collecting because we enjoyed the art. And it's because shit that we wanted to say, hey, I own this, right? Like, I love to have like, my Mournbird and say like, I own it. And then that's the purpose of having it. So it's cool to see like real art, like getting the shout outs. And, same thing has been happening recently with like photography. Like, me personally, like I've started picking up like more photography NFTs, which, I teach their own for what art they like, but I do appreciate that we are still giving back to the arts and lifting people up like that deserve it. So.
Awesome. All right, guys, we will move on to the next topic here. Dickensis is here for the live NFT alpha. Shout out to Crypto Buffalo, who also had a sandbox joke there back in the day, which is a story that will go down in the lore of LADZ City and NFT Live, calling the Sandlot guys sandbox guys. Unfortunate, but it led to what we can talk about today. But we will move on to the next topic here for the alpha, and this is some SuperYeti alpha, folks. We've got SuperYeti presents, and I have to say thank you, SuperYeti, for retweeting, commenting. I think they like hit all the socials, so definitely a big shout out to the SuperYeti fam here. But it looks like they're building a product called Sedona, which is looking to be the next Steam for Web3 games. Now, before I get into whether that is achievable, I do want to mention that SuperYetis is, in my opinion, a NFT project that will live on forever. If you go to like their main page, I believe the quote is, "He who controls the memes controls the universe." That I guess they're saying Daddy Musk said that, but I completely agree with this thesis. Like, SuperYetis, regardless of path or pace, is going to be here for the long run. And I mean, we all have SuperYetis here, hopefully, for the most part. And we'll jump into Sedona here, but I like SuperYetis as a project in general, if not for the meme culture, just to own a part of history.
It's so funny that you're like, of course we all own SuperYetis. At least we should. Like, do you remember the conversation about SuperYetis that we had and how against SuperYetis I was?
What?
You don't remember? I was the one telling you don't buy SuperYetis.
No.
And then they dumped, and I was like, oh, I'm so proud of that.
What
was the
reason?
Because it was obvious that that it was going to do what it did. Like, do we need to bring up all like, dude, SuperYetis was very much we've got a game, we've got this, we've got that. Yo, this is not to FUD some shit, because look, you asked, do we all own SuperYetis now? Because we should. I did not at 8 a.m. this morning, but as of about 1:45 p.m., I own a SuperYeti and I own a Snow Demon. Hell yeah, I just went and picked 2 up because the floor is going to pump. There's this land sale tomorrow, bro, and you get. Dude, I do my research. Do your own research. You got your Snow Demon? You got your Yeti? Yeah, because you minted. Anyway, all right. So, yeah, I don't remember where we're going. I do want to shout out, though, like, I do think that this is what we need to take from this is that people need to get off of projects' backs. Like, once you mint an NFT, let the team be, okay? Like, if they're like, unless they drain the wallets of the account and the money disappears and goes into tornado cash, which hopefully you're not in America if you do that shit, leave them alone. These guys produced. They went back, and sure, the game is definitely not the game that they said they were going to be building a year ago, because we have 3D assets and they're using 2D assets in this Bomberman game they created. But they created a game. They created an entire platform that they hope will then bring more value to that entity, right? They did work. Yeah. And it's a good example of how people have done nothing but talk crap and talk about how it was a rug and all this other stuff. But yet they took that money and they actually built something worth a damn for Web3, right? Like the hope is now we get more games coming into space. I have to say, I think Epic beat you guys to the punch. I think, you know, the Web3 Steam is going to end up being Epic Games. They've already, you know, they've made their inroads. They've got Phantom Galaxies coming. They've already said, we're going to embrace NFTs. It's a matter of time before that Epic Game Store has an NFT tab where people are buying and trading and selling in their NFTs. But hey, shout out to like building the product and giving us the ability, right? Because we need it.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually pull up the game here on the screen, or at least a screenshot from the game. I might have to go to the SuperYeti Twitter, but Sedona looks like, again, it is going to be like some type of platform where game developers can come in and launch a game inside of that ecosystem. Yeti Bomber is the first game that they're putting out. I'm going to pull up some screenshots from their Twitter to give you a look at what Ronan was referring to, which was that 2D game. Let's see if we can't get in there. Oh, even better. We can just go directly here. Let's see if we can't.
I think there were some screenshots. And so for anybody who actually, you can scroll up a little bit because that was new. That was posted since we went live. It looks like right there, the land sale information. Oh. So there's a land sale tomorrow. Right? If you got a Yeti and a demon, guess what? I picked up a Yeti and a demon an hour and a half ago. Then you've got you get to mint. So what's the land for? How does it work? Make sure you go to superyeti.com. This is not a paid advertisement.
It's a we have come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years later, a year later, Ronan is now shilling Super Yetis. And you're now understanding why I got in, why Crypto Buffalo, who has a
don't give me that. Don't give me
Yeti.
that.
He has a gold
2
chain
weeks
Yeti.
after Super Yetis, everyone was holding their face just like they were. Sorry to bring this up, Buff. I know you're in the crowd, but just like they were after Mechaverse. And
Jeez.
I did not make a bad call. I made a great call. I went and I picked up a Super Yeti and a Snow Demon for like 0.2 together. And I'm going to get me some land. All right.
Hold on.
I did want to.
Well, Crypto Buffalo. I did
want to say something.
Go ahead. Well, now I gotta turn back. Okay. Bam. You got it.
Q once told me that Yeti is so bad it's bound to be good. Look. They're here. They're building and they're doing cool stuff. I did want to shout out Asmodai though, because he did bring up something that I don't know how we forgot to talk about this when we were talking about all this like big names right in the space, but Tiffany's. Sneaking a little shadiness into their EULA with the Tiffany's drop. So essentially, if anybody didn't see, if you own a CryptoPunk, you're able to buy an NFT, which gives you access to be able to mint a cool, Tiffany's thing. We talked about a little bit last week.
6 million? Did they raise 6 million?
Yeah, baby, like a whole bunch of money. Yeah. But apparently, in the EULA that you signed when you logged into the website and bought that NFT, you actually ended up giving up the rights to your CryptoPunk's image and likeness, and they can use it to, as Asmodai's point, both marketing and like for whatever, pretty much.
Sheesh. Wow.
You want to talk about sneaky?
Yeah,
I would like to know, is there anybody in our in chat? I don't like in LADZ hold a punk, but like I would love to know if punk holders that got involved with this are getting ready to put together a lawsuit or some shit, because like, how do you like, I can guarantee you there's not a single punk who bought that NFT knowing they were giving up the rights to their punk's image.
Yeah, that
right. Especially after Yuga took over and gave them the rights to the damn images, right? That was like the first thing Yuga did was say, hey, punks now own like their images just like apes. So like, yeah, it's, I know we just took a total like shift in conversation, but like, I definitely want to bring that up because like, it's definitely like another example. I said it last week. It was an example of a bad fucking like transition into Web3. This is just like further, like, why did they think that would be a good idea? And how does it affect the space going forward?
I mean, it does feel like there's more, and I made this point with GIF yesterday. It feels like more brands are getting into the space, even in a bear market, which is dope. But you see all of these like little missteps here and there. Working
directly with brands, like, yeah, that it's the timing, right? Like brands weren't going to take a step into the space till they figured out exactly what their approach was going to be and how they were going to like make it work for them. And there's so many ways to apply this shit. It's like, we're still talking to brands that we've been talking to for 12 months that are still trying to figure out what they want to do with NFTs, right? But when they come, they're going to do it in the way that they think is the right way. But to that point, like I think I said it, a few weeks ago, we're going to see brands coming through the next 12 to 24 months like no other. Just like we saw news for NFT drops go from 1, to a month to fucking 25 a day, we're going to see the same thing with brands entering the NFT space and deploying NFTs to their already entrenched consumer base.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we're going to touch on the Instagram and Flow news and get a little bit of your take. We do have about 5 minutes. So we're going to fly through this shit. All right. So, oh, man, we got a lot to
it goes so quick. Yeah, what do we have left on the docket to discuss? We've got FTX.
Real quick, I want to pull up one piece that we haven't touched on in a little bit here, and that is Rate My Bags. Do you see anything that stands out here from the last time we touched Rate My Bags, which must have been at least a month and a half ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to move the Yetis.
Dude, for once, that's not a meme, though. For months, that's not a meme.
It's not a meme. It is not a meme whatsoever. I think they deserve to be probably to be, honestly.
Whoa.
Like, I mean, they just came out and announced that they've got this gaming platform. They're building their little metaverse. They've got a lot of shit going on, and they showed that like they are here for the long term. Right? Like they are producing. So for me, I would say you got to bump them to a B.
I would move them to B, but this looks a lot like Soul Cities, and I'm getting PTSD from looking at this, and it looks a lot.
It's like the worst. It's the worst mix of Soul Cities and other deeds that probably could have ever happened to you or I, and made us want to crawl under the table.
Yeah.
But look. It's a land sale, and we all know how land sales go. And hey, who knows? Right?
I'm interested to see. This is a great topic to end on, I think, because we only have about 4 minutes. So drop in chat what you guys see from Rate My Bags. If something really stands out, definitely tell us to move them down, up, left, right, whatever. SuperYetis, I'll move them to C. I wish there was a little bit more innovation on maybe even if the land sale goes good tomorrow, even though we don't have an NFT Live, I promise you I will move them up to B. How about that? Is that a good collaboration here? Can we
sounds
meet
good
in the middle?
To me.
Okay. All right.
Good to me.
You tell me. Robotos feels like it might be an A at this point. I feel like they're continuing to build as well. Cool Cats, it looks like it's in the right spot. Other deeds, I don't know. You guys come through in the chat. I'll continue to kind of look at this. Do we need to add any as well? I'm sure there's been a bunch of other drops. Moonbirds sitting at B.
Yeah. I would prefer a Moonbirds holder, like weigh in on that one specifically, because how does this really mess with like their bag? I do want to I do think it's important though, to real quick, because we got 3 minutes left, to touch on it's kind of like a combined conversation, like FTX and Reddit, right? Okay. And then Instagram and Flow. And the reason why I think these are big topics and we should at least dedicate the last couple of minutes is because this is massive. This is integration on the same level that we talked about with the hexagons and Twitter, taken to the next step, right? Anyone who interacts with Reddit understands that when you're on Reddit, they have this this currency that's internal. It's called community points. Those community points are now being tokenized. Community points are basically points that you get from producing good content on Reddit. Someone likes your post, someone upvotes you, you get a little bit of community points. So those are now being processed through FTX. And then for Instagram has partnered with Flow to allow your Flow wallet, your Dapper wallet, to be connected to Instagram and now access directly within their app your NFTs for sharing in Instagram. So now you will share an NFT that you own, like your Top Shot. It'll be posted to your timeline, and it'll show that it's an NFT that you own, right? So now we're really seeing how owning these moments matters, right? Because when you share the fact that you own the 1 of 5 LeBron Top Shot on Instagram, people can see that, and then that's where the value comes from, right? So these are huge moves, man. This is Web3, and the way they're integrating it. Anyone who took place in the Reddit sale for the avatars, I totally did. I spent like $200 on Reddit avatars, supporting a bunch of artists that were in the NFT space that I collect anyway. It was easy. You did it with a credit card. It was super fast. It's on a layer 2. You buy your stuff, and then they added some cool shit that other people aren't doing. Like I bought 2 different artist avatars, and the avatars, I didn't know it until after I bought them. They're actually layers. So the head, the body, the arms, they're all different layers. I can combine them. So now I'm taking all the NFTs I own, taking traits from those NFTs, combining them, and creating a unique avatar out of those, cross-pollinating collections. So this is really big for adoption.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of really big brands get into space. Guys, we do have to have Ronan get out of here. He does have a super hard stop at 3. This is what's dope about the network, though. This is what we're going to do, and I'm coordinating this on the back end. As Ronan exits, Gifdead is going to give him a high five on the way out, and I think Gif is going to come in right after you. Now, give me a little bit of rope here, but we're going to try to make this happen. Ronan, this was an awesome conversation. I'm glad I got to get your take there, not only on SuperYeti, but on, bigger, more, I wouldn't say more important, but important pieces of adding this to the ecosystem. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys, everybody in chat, for hanging out today and hitting the like button if you didn't hit it, hitting the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content, because the content's fucking awesome, and then sharing the link if you want, so somebody can jump in and see GIF and also talk about Rate My Bags. But until next week, I'll see you guys. Holler. Oh wait, GIF wants a high five, right? Which way should I go? This way.
Yeah, that way.
Right
and
there.
Then he'll come in like this. Yep. Jeez, I am all over the place. Okay, guys, I am solo until Gifdead comes in here. I appreciate you tuning into NFT Live. My physics here are going to be really off, and I got it. There it is. Boom. It took a while for my mind to kind of to escape there. Really quick, Asmodai saying later, Ronan. Alex AJ, tell me how I say that, says love you. Hash Rhymes, awesome episode, sending good vibes, Ronan the Collector. Xbox saying Tornado Cash sanctions, good or bad for DeFi. So I'll be on here for a while. I'll be on here for a minute until we get Gifdead in here. But I'll talk Tornado Cash. I will talk Ethereum merge as well. If you want to talk, and here before I say that, everything in this industry is a little bit connected to each other. So what you have to understand is when we talk about Ethereum merge, when we talk about whether Tornado Cash is good for DeFi, that bleeds itself in NFTs. It bleeds itself into Web3. So if you just want to hear about SuperYetis and the SuperYeti Alpha, you can maybe turn it off here. Maybe we come back to it. But for the most part, try to learn this stuff. Try to really understand how these things are interconnected. Ronan saying, y'all give me life legit. Thank you for being here, hanging out, and taking part in the conversation. Love all you. Oh my God, we're OVOTs in the chat, hearts in the chat. We're getting lovey-dovey in this B. I'm trying to get Gifdead in here as well. All right, so Tornado Cash, that's a great conversation. I hear about Tornado Cash a lot from people who are not in the industry as well, because it obviously made news in like the broader sense, right? Like the U.S. government's coming after this platform that allows people to wash trade, which is entirely correct. There are a ton of people using it to wash trade and avoid taxes and tax evasion, all that stuff. So I get it. The piece for me is that somebody is going to come along and fork Tornado Cash, and it's just going to be as is. The government can never catch up to the innovation that's happening. And while I say this, and it is coming out of my mouth, I understand that it sounds like I am participating in tax evasion. I am not. I am just explaining that this might happen. Someone's going to take the Tornado Cash code, create Tornado Cash 2, They're going to create Hurricane Cash. They're going to create this crazy SuperYeti alpha cash where you could throw it in and it's a game and you wash it and it comes back. The government's not going to be able to do anything with that. The pace of innovation is too fast. And my thing with this stuff is you're going to get a couple people who are going to get absolutely slaughtered. Hopefully that's not you. Hopefully that's not me. And hopefully Gifdead gets his ass here in like 5 seconds because I don't know how long I can keep up this montage. But only a select amount of people, in my opinion, are really going to get just hurt, right? So that's my thesis on that. Is it good or bad for DeFi in the short term? Probably bad. People don't know where to go. People are reflexive in the way that they trade. So I'm sure. I mean, does Tornado Cash even have a token? I'm not even sure. I haven't used it. See, I'm not getting strung up on my thumbs. You are. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I see Tornado Cash and where it's going. ETH has all of these really interesting things going on with it too, right? You got the ETH merge, ETH 2.0. There's a lot of different topics that include things not in NFTs. So I want to get your takes here. Jacob Gooden says, go full screen queue. Okay. I caught that one late. I'm actually kind of done with my montage. I'm sorry. You're going to have to figure that one out. All right. So let's go back into Rate My Bags. I'm going to attempt again to get Gifdead here. I'm going to see if I can ping him one more time. But I want to get you guys' take on this Rate My Bag segment. I'm pulling it up right now. And we haven't really touched this, right? We haven't touched this on the channel in a minute. So some of this is old. Some of this needs to be updated. We already moved SuperYetis non-ironically up to C. SuperYetis, I will say, you got some people that understand, who you are and how to brand yourself. But some of the stuff that is being released, like the land, like I'm going to go back to this land piece, like that's not that innovative in my opinion. Maybe there's only so many things you can do to show land in a way, but I've seen this picture, 1,000 times. So I would say that I'm not voting SuperYetis. If anything, I am your champion. If anything, I am your champion. I'm going to pull up the chat here at the same time. Jacob retracted his discussion. GIF absolutely rugging us, by the way. Gifdead absolutely rugging us. I have an invite, GIF. If you are listening, you need to hop in here. Okay, I want to start here at both polls here. So, Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, Doodles. There is probably an argument that mutants should not be up there. Now we've messed around with like what this Rate My Bag segment even means. Does this mean like you should find? Is it based on the price of ETH? Because like mutants being there, like maybe they're a really good deal and therefore are in S. So this is something we're figuring out together. But there's a case here to be made that mutants should not be at S, and therefore, probably an A. I'll throw that to the chat. But guys, let me know your thoughts here on what you see, A, B, C, D, and S, of course. But let me know what you guys think. I'll look at the chat here, and we'll kind of go through it. Also, we'll probably head out in like the next 10 minutes here. So let me think, like Moonbirds. Where do Moonbirds get moved? Do they stay stagnant based on these past few news pieces? Azuki probably moves up. To me, D feels a little bit rough for Azuki. Like D's tough to like put anybody in, but I'm always trying to give people the benefit of the doubt here. So, guys, I need a couple comments here on what like some of these projects I'm not even in. So I need direct help with what they've got going on. So you gotta jump in and help me out here. Easy in Crypto saying SuperYeti OVOT. Yes, I think mutants to A, doodles to A, punks to S. Okay, I will say that because I got the okay here, because I got another person backing me up, I am going to move mutants down to A. I think there hasn't really been a clear case of like moving them to the absolute top, right? Like back in other deeds time frame and all this stuff, like you were getting a bunch of drops that the apes were getting as well, but not sure where that goes from here. I'm going to continue to leave. I like doodles there though. Like I like doodles here. Another one, demote dudes, upgrade punks, demote cool cats. Demote cool cats. Look, it really, really pains me to do this. Some of this is like a hive mind situation. Like I don't know everything that's going on at every single moment with doodles. Subducks F+. Okay, so we got the subducks. I'm completely fine. Again, Crypto Buffalo is a subducks holder, so we will go ahead and move them down. Azuki feels like someone that shouldn't be in D anymore. I feel like they've gotten over that initial FUD. Guys, there's no chance Gifdead comes through now. He completely rugged us. He messaged me at 2:55 saying, "Too late?" ? And I said, "No, come on in 5. I'll send you a link." At 2:58, 3 minutes, and that was too much. That was too much. Rugged. Okay. All right. So we moved mutants. Doodles, I'm okay with moving that. So basically what we're saying is Bored Ape is still there. I don't know if I'm moving Cool Cats down to B. I still liked, even though it was a little while ago, I liked their New York City activation. I think they've got some good things going on. I'm trying to talk myself out of it now. What else we got? Here's one that I always come back to is, so Farouk dumped his Cool Cats. Is that why we're moving him down? I could maybe be convinced again. Hive mind status. Cool. Gutter Cats is one that I always come back to, and maybe it was because I was an early holder. I do feel like they're in this category of A, but I just feel like they're not getting a ton done. They also, had to Gift's point, they took forever to roll out the clones. It was like a month from like getting the vial to getting your clone. I could see Gutter Cats being in the B. Like I would even say Moonbirds right now is over Gutter Cats. Asmodai saying clones are moving forward fast. 3D models dropped. 3D apparel coming. Physical forging items. Okay. Does that move them to S though? I can't justify moving them to S here. But I do agree that clones are doing work. Oh, here's one that's not up here. Is it 10KTF? Is 10KTF up here? I don't know if I'm moving. I don't know if I'm moving CryptoPunks, and we're coming back to the Ronin shot. We're just not getting gift today, guys. Unfortunate. I appreciate you guys showing up to NFT Live today. We're in the middle of a Rate My Bag segment. If you have questions or topics you want to discuss it in the chat, please drop it in the chat. That's fine. Like Tornado Cash is a great one. ETH Merge is another one that we could definitely hit. Let me see if I can't go full screen, because I agree with you that this shot of me talking and Ronin screenshot doesn't work. So if you guys have anything you want to drop, remainder of the episode, please put it in the chat. It's right there. Definitely hit it. We're going to do a little bit of Rate My Bags. I feel like we didn't do the best job of showing what was going on with the Super Yetis, but essentially they've got this launch pad, right, that is going to be used for other Web3 games. They dropped a game, a 2D version of their game that hopefully has some utility with the Super Yetis assets. The land sale is going to be for holders, so if you want to look more into that, definitely get into their Twitter profile. I haven't said that in forever. Super_Yeti is going to be that, so definitely check that out. And guys, just drop whatever you want to talk about, man. You guys let me know. Please leave a like. It helps the episode get out after we go live. A lot of people can't tune in at 2:30, and I understand. I get it. Asmodai saying, dunno. I just want to mention these letters make me feel dyslexic. Expo, we have Fluff up there for you, by the way, because I'm not a Fluff holder. I tried to get him on the podcast. Don't know what happened there. Fluff, newest part of the ecosystem, gods and goblins, building in your Unreal Engine 5 coming soon. Another reason why Fluff is king. Love it. Love it. Crypto Buffalo Q, who's in the framed picture next to you? Well, thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I set it up. I have a blank canvas behind me, of course. I'm going to hang up some shit there. That is Anthony Bourdain, one of my, I don't know if I'd call him my hero, but definitely a guy I look up to or looked up to a lot. And I appreciate Anthony Bourdain's work, his outlook on life and travel and all that stuff. So, yeah, big shout out to Tony there, and yeah, RIP. Guys, we're chilling. I'm waiting till Gifdead gets back here. I literally will not move from this stream until Gifdead is sitting where Ronan is, right here. So we're sitting here till it comes home. Easy and Crypto saying, wait, I have my Yeti, but what's the demon I need for the land? I thought it was Bruce, but you thought I had a black and white portrait of Bruce Buffer in my house. That's amazing. Yo, quick alpha shout out. A lot of people talking about Phantom Galaxies. This month, I'm hopeful that they've got something going on. I think Phantom Galaxies is going to be pretty good out the box. That's kind of the whole thesis and narrative around it, right? That it's an already created game. They pushed back a little bit of this play to earn mechanic, which I think is smart. You only get one chance to kind of launch this type of integration into an already existing game. Phantom Galaxies is one you should be paying attention to when it comes to the NFT gaming scene. And I believe August, I'm shooting for August. I think August is going to be a good month for Phantom Galaxies. So definitely wanted to get that out to you guys. Let me know what else is going on in the space. Snow Demon. So here I'm going to get this to you here. Easy. So we're going to jump into the land quarry. So if you have a Yeti and a demon pair, you get one for free. Yeti holders get it for 0.05, and then for the public, it's 0.07. So relatively well-priced land here. I don't know if I see the interest here from like the broader community. I might be wrong. It's not that bad a price. It's just interesting that they're dropping a land sale here in the midst of a bear market, and it's still a bear market. Let's be honest. It's ETH at 1,800. Whoop-de-doo. I'm excited for that as well, but we're not out of it yet. I'm literally sitting here till Gifdead gets back to his screen. Okay, Easy and Crypto saying floor on those demons is 0.18, so I'll just go for the land at 0.05. Yeah, that's fair. But then what if the snow demon continues to go up? Lever up. Come on. You know you want to buy a snow demon. Oh. I cannot believe Bruce Buffer. Crypto Buffalo thought I had Bruce Buffer here in the house. Just an absolute masterclass. I'm not even... What does Bruce Buffer do other than the 5 seconds he's on stage introducing potential athletes and sporting events? Easy, you missed the Super Yeti talk, man. We were going in on some Super Yetis in a good way. Again, we are very pro Super Yeti now. Me and Buffalo, especially, back in the day here, chilling the shit out of Super Yetis. Buff's got a pretty rare one, I think, as well. So we'll see. I want to jump back into this really quick. So Sedona, again, I would move Yeti to C, but some of this stuff just falls a little bit off to the wayside. But they're developing. I'll give them that. So not much information here. You can submit your game. Ooh, investors only. I'm an investor. Oh. Not that cool, I guess. All right, guys, if you were just tuning in, we had a whole entire episode prior to the one that we're having now where it's just yours truly here talking NFTs. We're going to continue it. I don't have anywhere to be. Of course, it's a bear market. So I'm just looking at charts sitting here with you guys. If you want to go back and start from the beginning, feel free to do so, but we're just kind of chilling here, so it doesn't have the pacing of what a usual NFT Live episode is having until we get Gifdead here. I'm sitting here till Gift gets here. Win Kane Mayfield on the show. Never. He's never coming on NFT Live. I will not allow Kane Mayfield to take my shine because that's what he does. If Kane Mayfield is in your vicinity, I could be at my wedding and Kane would be there and people would be paying more attention to Kane Mayfield. That's how I feel about the man. Speaking of, we have Easy and Crypto in the house who valiantly is trying to maintain, how can I even say this? Like, imagine co-hosting that. I just told you that about Kane Mayfield. Imagine being co-host, but he does it every week and he goes toe-to-toe with Kane. And SpeakEasy every Thursday. I don't know what I'm pointing at. I'm pointing at Rate My Bags. But yeah, SpeakEasy is an amazing... There's no way I can zoom in any farther than this, but listen to me when I say this. You have to tune in to SpeakEasy tomorrow. It is the best Twitter Spaces that you will ever have in your entire life. It will change the meaning of Twitter Spaces for you. This is not alpha. This is not a suggestion. You do it, and then you thank me later. They only have 5 episodes, too, Easy. Contractually. $2 a.m. here. Should bring Stash. I would love to see Stash. I would love to see Stash on the channel. We should have a Rate My Bags for influencers. Like, it should just have everybody's face on here. That way I can, like, move up and down and like, motivate guys to try just a little bit harder. Like, I don't know. Savage. I don't know. I might have to move him up or down. Fun Uncle. He puts out a mediocre Fun Uncle show. I might have to move him down. Vice versa. If he puts out a crazy one, I could easily see Fun Uncle at S tier for the quality production. Oh, Easy knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, Rate My Face for influencers. Look, I could even. I'm not a vain person, even though I'm on a stream by myself, talking to you guys. I can move myself down or up. B level is probably my floor, but It is what it is. Some people's floors are higher. But do I have a ceiling? I don't know. I'm not sure. Gifdead. Somebody ping him. Listen, I'm not I'm not turning off the stream until you get here, Gif. Moonbirds at B feels right. Moonbirds at B feels right. Meebits? I feel like Meebits. Let me get this in the chat. I'm going to throw out a couple that I want you guys to specifically hit on. Okay, so Meebits, Cyberkongs, Cool Cats, CryptoPunks. You tell me. Actually, no. Take out the Cyberkongs there. I want to hear Meebits, Cool Cats, Gutter Cats, CryptoPunks. Those 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's all I want to hear. Moonbirds, I feel like, stays at B. Asmodai saying, I can see my influencers becoming the cloud. I can see my influencers becoming the cloud. Yes, absolutely. Imagine how they'll be flocking to NFT Live to see where they're rated. You guys think I'm joking about this, but I'm literally not moving until I get GIF on. I called him for a half second. Expo saying, you talking to the SBS guys before football starts. They're about to sell out. I like that project. One thing, this is a great topic. Spoiled Banana Society. I had them on a while ago. This is a really cool project if you don't know about it. Let me pull it up. Spoiled Banana Society. Okay, so again, fantasy football, American football, with NFTs. Oh my God, GIF is calling. GIF. Hello, GIF. I got this guy. I got him. It's coming, guys. We're making it happen. All right. Sorry for the Spoiled Banana Society piece here that I totally whiffed on because GIF was calling me. Listen, basically the NFTs you get give you a forever, basically, how can I say this? Integration into their platform where I can plug it in. I can choose a card each week. And based on these, that is my lineup for the week. Right? So it doesn't matter year to year. Like you wouldn't want like, I don't know, you would want a Matt Stafford Lions, but I guess that would be the Lions QB, for example, but then the card would go to shit because now you have Jared Goff. So that's the way it works. The one thing I will say about SBS is I don't know how I exactly feel on like seasonal communities. Like the one thing I would love to see them do is expand into other fantasy games. Oh my God. Folks. GIF, are you there? GIF, are you there? Oh man. And we're going to have live audio issues on air. Absolutely. GIF. Hello, GIF. No? Nothing? Hello, sir? Guys, can you hear me, GIF? Nod your head if you can hear me. Can you hear me? He can't even hear me. Hello? We asked for this. This is showbiz. GIF, rejoin or something, even though you can't hear me. And it's just an unfortunate series of events here. All right, totally off the rails. Let's see. Let's get back into it. WinGif, he's here. Did anything ever happen with BioPill? Bro, Stafford is a ram, yo, not a lion. No, I understand that. I was saying that if you owned the Lions QB, for example, that it doesn't follow you to the next team. GIF not if you need help. I hear like a creak in the background on GIF. Listen, this has turned into a full-blown live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Like, not show be damned. We're just gonna make this work somehow. Yo, GIF, are you there? Can you hear me? Can you nod your head? Nod your head if you hear me. Okay, so he hears me, but he's not coming through. Try to do this at the bottom of the screen. If you join via the advanced link, at the bottom of the screen, you can toggle your audio settings. So toggle your mic. No, you didn't do that? Okay. Well, you looked great. Oh. No. Folks, we're just going to have to completely I think it's done. Yeah, push.
Check 1, 2.
There he is. Gifted the GOAT, but he's somehow Biggie Poppins. Look, Gif, you're gonna have to roll with the Biggie Poppins tagline here. Maybe I could remove it. What are you doing, my dude?
I'm good with that. Dude, are we live right now? What is going on?
NFT Live has divulged into a complete live stream. What happened was Ronan left.
Let's go.
Ronan left. And I said, listen, we have GIF coming in right afterwards, potentially. And then it moved into this thing of like, okay, we're going to stay on until GIF gets in. And then it became a thing I had to, on my honor, stay until you join. So we don't even have to stay that long here. I just appreciate you joining here.
No, let's do a whole hackathon. Let's go fucking 24 straight hours just being weird and like seeing what happens.
Guys, I can't promise I'm going to do that at all, but we'll see what we can do. How was GM Web 3 this morning, man?
I'll tell you, this giant jar of Skippy can help us get weird. I'll tell you that much.
GIF, if you open that, I'm turning off the stream.
Let's go. Let's get in there. Who wants a smoothie? I'm about to make a smoothie. That's what's happening.
Please make a smoothie. Make it happen. I think we're just staying on here, honestly. Like, this is where we're at with NFT Live. Listen, if you're used to the normal stream, people are just gonna come in and be like, "What the hell is this like ASMR NFT Live?"
To be fair,
Web3 stuff?
I don't fucking know either. You know, but we're here, and I'm always it's our vibe, our tribe, right? When the tribe calls you, you got to show up. I think those are the rules. I think that's the rule.
That's why I appreciate you, GIF. I want to get your take here on the Rate My Bag segment, just really quick. Maybe we'll make it into some other combos, but based on what you're seeing here, and I want to show you some
Goblin Town.
I want to show you some movement that we've had here just in this episode. So crazy movement we've had.
Big moves.
Mutants was at S. Doodles was at S. Subducks moves from C to D, and SuperYetis moves up from D.
Why
to C.
are Doodles and Mutants moving down?
Okay, thesis here. So there was a lot of comments in the chat, a lot of flack in the chat on the Doodles moving from S to A. I think the idea here is like Yuga's maybe in a league of their own in a lot of different ways. Mutants to me feel like they've lost a little bit of their flair, I would say. Like I feel like a lot of the utility that was being given to mutants at one point.
Bro, there was a mutant that just sold for like $3.5 million or some shit.
Well, those are like M2s. Okay, you got me on that one.
But I just mean, like, how many PFPs are able to do that?
Okay, I agree with you, but that also is not a bad tier in A tier. You know, it's not like I have them down in C. The thing is, mutants to me feel like they don't have as much oomph as they had before other deeds. Before
Did you just say oomph?
I said oomph.
Did you just oomph the mutants?
I oomph the mutants.
Wow,
dude. I just feel like there's maybe some other plays that you can get into. The idea was, oh, mutants are giving all this utility that even bored apes are getting, and eventually, you know, if you're looking at a value play, okay, but this is not based on what the ETH price is. It's just what they're executing
But this is a
right
comparison. Now. This is a comparison play, though. Like you're putting these up against a bunch of other projects, and you're saying how do they all stack up against each other? It's purely about comparison. Okay. So like you can look at like, okay, what are the specific metrics of how we're rating each of these? I don't think we actually have that.
No, we don't. We've said that
like
multiple
detailed
times.
of a system yet on this. It's still very subjective, but so that's why I have to go back to what are we actually doing here? We're comparing all of these, and the way that I kind of like default to is like I default to like what have the most prestige, and the things that like if I could choose any of these, what are the things that I'm going to fill my bag with first? And to me, it's like it's hard to see anybody in their right mind not wanting to pick up mutants and doodles. Like I think they're some of the best NFTs out there from a PFP perspective that anybody would want. Like because you can say like, oh, they've lost some oomph or whatever, but I think most people would still
say
kill
that more condescendingly, please.
No, like I think most people would still kill to have a bag full of mutant apes. Like people would still love to have a mutant ape. So I don't know. That's my opinion. I think doodles and mutants still belong at the top.
Okay. And here's what I'll say, and definitely get involved in the chat, guys, if you'd like. Easy and Crypto saying not the allure of straight apes, though. So
are you calling mutants gay?
No,
what are you saying?
I'm not doing that at all. We're live on stream. You know my rules here. I'm joking.
Bro.
But no, I agree with Easy. Like again, there's a reason why they're A. A is not a bad tier to be in. It's just not the same as
it's a fine tier.
Yeah. You keep coming in and trying to ruin my rate my bag segment because I haven't set up legitimate metrics here for the segment.
I am absolutely trying to add some rigor and some structure into the method. Where's the method to this madness, Q? That's what I want to know. And you've got Yetis down at C. What is going on? Yetis absolutely are a B plus, and this is all out of whack. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we have to shake off the board. I feel like we have to shake off the board and just start from scratch here because I'm disagreeing with everything now.
Are you actually saying that you're disagreeing with a lot of what you see here on the thing? First of all, unironically, you want Yetis at a B plus. Does that have to do with the announcement today, or are you just like?
Why does it have to be unironic? What do you have against irony?
SuperYetis at B plus, almost A.
B plus. Yeah, I think they should be crossing the line like half in A, half in B.
If that was the first thing that you put on your Rate My Bags piece, I would immediately disregard anything you put afterwards. So that's where I'm just
then you don't understand meme culture and you don't understand OG culture, and that's all I have to say about that.
Gibbs coming in here saying you don't understand, you don't get it.
Bro, I wasn't expecting to be here, so take me how I am.
That's fair. Okay, other comments coming through, and it's been multiples at this point. NFT Addiction Helpline saying punks at S. And I've had a bunch of people say that punks need to be at S as well. Do punks...
They have to be. Because did you... Dude, bro, they have a Tiffany's collab now. Did you see that? Like...
Are you, again,
come on,
like the irony and condescending tone.
What I'm saying is the Tiffany's collab made the punks, and like if you don't get that, then what are we even talking about, right? This is NFT culture.
Did you see the news? Ronan just dropped this to me. Actually, apparently there were some like bylines in the Tiffany stuff where it like gave away the copyright to the punks to Tiffany's. Did you see this? You haven't seen this yet?
What?
Yeah, no.
I saw something about it, but I didn't actually like read into it, so I don't know the details on it.
Yeah, if you're one of the punks that participated in this drop, you actually gave away the rights for Tiffany's and Co to use your ape now. So,
or your punk, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, punk. Dude, I'm a bored ape. Don't start with me. Don't start with me.
Don't start with you. I thought we already started. Haven't we started by now? Are we still waiting to start?
Okay.
Shit.
Here we go. I just don't know if I can see to like if you're trying
how
to
do
compare,
you wait? But can you explain?
CryptoPunks haven't dropped anything to their holders where apes have dropped like.
But they don't have to. That's not what they are. They aren't a utility play. They are a historic play.
Okay.
Like punks are the most prestigious, most historic PFP NFT. They created the form that like apes wouldn't exist without the punks. So I don't understand how apes could be an S tier without punks. I mean, if we were creating an actual system of values here with specific metrics, and for some reason utility was the only metric that mattered, then like I could see how maybe apes would be the only S tier, because yes, by and away the utility of the Bored Apes is so much better, so much more, but that's not what punks is.
The question of whether I should have waited for Gifdead here before I ended the stream is like coming more and more to the top of my mind, and the answer is no. Obviously, like he's absolutely shitting on my metrics for rate my bags. I don't. Okay, so metrics definitely need to be.
You invited the devil in, bro.
I did. Yeah, hello darkness, as Crypto Buffalo said. I want to get more takes here. Easy and Crypto saying punks are absolutely historic and high value, even without a punk, metaverse, and utility. And Hash Rhymes is agreeing with you. And so my world is crashing down around me, essentially, because Rate My Bags needs to... I feel like GIF is almost forcing my hand here in figuring out what the metrics for Rate My Bags is, when it was just a family-friendly way to have a good time. And now it's becoming something that is going to be diluted by the man. And we got to figure out what the utility, and we have to rate this, and there needs to be a 9.7 on a 10-point scale. Like all of this stuff is
God.
Okay.
The man is now taking it over. It's not Nifty Q's little game anymore.
There you go.
No, it's a whole corporation.
I was gonna make this point. Okay, I was gonna make this point. All right. You stay right here with me. Why wouldn't CryptoKitties be at S then? Now. I
mean, what's the no? Like, tell me this.
What about
actual
NBA
good,
Top
like,
Shot?
question?
What about NBA Top Shot?
So,
NBA Top Shot.
Well, again, so I actually think like NBA Top Shot. I don't know enough about it, but I do know that some of those moments have sold for a lot of money. So like I don't really understand the scarcity model, and I don't really fuck with flow, so I don't know. I'm just not that deep into that ecosystem to fully understand how to value it or compare it. But I do believe that at least like some of those moments have gone for big bucks. So clearly they are high value. Like some people really, really value them. So that might actually be something. The CryptoKitties thing, like how many didn't they totally just like create 1 million of them? Aren't they super diluted because everybody just bred to death?
Again, a Rate My Bag segment brought to you by Gifdead would include a lot of these supply pieces that you're mentioning, these distribution pieces. I thought we were going on intrinsic value of what they brought to the space. NBA Top Shot really led the last bull run.
How are you assessing the intrinsic value? That's what I'm trying to get to.
How are you assessing the intrinsic value?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like I do think that how they're actually being valued in the market is one of those key things. Like mutants, again, it's like mutants, you can say like subjectively you don't feel like they have the oomph or whatever you want to say, but like those are still selling for tons of money, and literally just yesterday one was bought for like $3.5 million. So that's why again I'm kind of confused why
Yeah.
you feel that that's not a valuable collection.
Oh, okay. The condescend, is that a filter you have that's like let me switch to condescending and
let me turn on condescend mode.
Can you please turn that off? Actually, so here's another thing that I want to point out. Like if we move, so I'm gonna bring Rate My Bags back up. If we do move punks to S, right, and we go along this rabbit hole that we're now in, there's no fluidity to what would be a fun Rate My Bag segment, right? Because then it's just like basically you're solidified there. No matter what you do, no matter how you fuck up, if you don't throw in a New York City event, or you do give away your IP rights to a large established brand that's coming into the space, like all of these missteps that should, in a fluid list, lead to like up and down movement and a fun segment, are just like, oh no, CryptoPunks are at S forever.
Yeah.
In perpetuity.
Well, so kind of the way you have it structured though, and I'm not trying to be condescending. This is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have fun with it, but and also critique it and show you why you're wrong. But the way that this is structured right now is like, it seems like you only have room for Bored Apes at the top. Like it's like you're holding everybody to the Bored Ape standard of utility, and that you can only have one S tier then, because nobody else can really compete with them on utility.
I also want to type in we here. This is a collaborative. This is not Nifty Q sitting here making this at night and then showing this to everybody.
So the most that a CryptoKitty has ever sold for is $1 million, which is a lot. But also, again, like a mutant ape just sold for 3.5 or whatever yesterday. So
inflation. Inflation.
That's fair. But also then, where are they at today? Like mutants are still very much relevant and part of the larger Bored Ape ecosystem, have a ton of value in that regard. I don't know what kind of value CryptoKitties are. Like this is the argument about like, you think punks have lost a lot of value. To me, like punks just collaborated with Tiffany's and now do have a lot more of that utility value by virtue of being owned by Yuga Labs. So I don't know, CryptoKitties, like I suppose you could make an argument for putting them towards the bottom, but I don't really know that you can, because I don't think anybody's buying or selling them at all anymore. Like I think one of the metrics you would have to put onto this is like, what is back to the, like, what is the value? Why would you want to have it in your bag? One of those values being that like there is liquidity there, that like other people value it still. And if I wanted to, I could go unload this thing and get some money out of it. Or
I see what you're trying to do.
Like, is anybody buying and selling CryptoKitties today? That's what I'm trying to get.
Maybe. Again, condescending tone is definitely on high for this episode, but maybe
notwithstanding.
Listen. No. Yeah. I like what you're getting at though, because you're right. Like this is a pretty cool thought experiment, because I feel like it's like, here are all the ingredients that you need to kind of look at to maybe, view a project, liquidity being one of them, provenance being another, all these different things that we didn't have in mind, maybe when we first started it. We'll definitely start to incorporate it. Two things I want to point out, or one thing, two projects that are not on this list. And you, dude, if you got to run, we definitely can do this another time as well. So just let me know. You're
stuck with me now, bro.
Okay,
I'm here for the next 24 hours.
Okay, so two projects here that aren't on the list: 10 KTF and Rare Pepes. First of all, do you feel like Rare Pepes should be on this list?
That's another one that I don't really know enough about, so it's hard for me to gauge how it fits in. I think 10 KTF I'm starting to learn more about and understand how it fits into everything. Mm-hmm. So 10 KTF I feel like probably goes on here.
Okay. Wag me sign.
I don't know if it's at like a C or a B.
Okay, so
I don't think it's
definitely not
A level yet.
All right, I'm gonna open.
I don't think so, but also again, I'm being transparent that I'm not an expert on 10 KTF. So
okay, so here's what I'll do. So we're gonna open 10, because this is a new edition. This feels like a natural native thing to do. When there is a new edition, we will poll the group again, because it's not a Nifty Q thing. GIF, it's a we thing. So
was that condescension in your voice right there? I'm feeling some. Wow. I feel like
it's rubbing.
could you
Hold on.
pull that back, please?
Yeah. Hold on. There's a setting on here somewhere.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. If you could switch, yeah.
So we're gonna drop this. So I've got rate my bags right here. So boom, Wagmi-san right here. I'm open to putting it wherever. We'll have it like in the ether right now. Here in the corner. It's not on D. But drop that in chat, and then we'll take an average about. Don't screw this up for everybody by putting F or something like that. But we'll take a conglomerate approach here, and yeah, we'll take it. Expo is saying there's definite tension. Easy and Crypto says yes, Rare Pepe should be up there, and then Crypto Buffalo coming through with Rate My Bags is a dangerous game, which I would agree.
That's facts. Yeah, somebody's getting killed here today. Somebody will be at least maimed.
Okay, first vote is coming through. Expo says C. Gif, I need your vote, and then I will.
I'm saying B. I'm saying B.
Okay. I'm saying A.
It's definitely above Goblin Town. Anything's above Goblin Town, so.
Okay, another C. Actually, only one C. Sorry. So we got two C, another C. Okay. It's looking like we might have a winner here at C. God, oh my God, I really need to get my shit together. Okay. All right, so give me the take of 10KTF at C. Is it a lot of what I hear about 10KTF is it's too convoluted of a project. They're not giving up enough communication. But what I also see and this is my bullish take why I have them today, is they do have this, although not communicated, they have this tie-in with Yuga, which yes, I am biased toward Yuga. In the other side launch as well, they had Wagmi-san's glasses you see there. That was in the game. So there's going to be all these tie-ins. That's where I'm saying 10KTF has all these things that could potentially make it a really, blue chip project.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are much more a utility play. They've got the ApeCoin integration, and it's really relevant right now. You know what I mean? Like everything they're doing is getting a ton of traction, and they're just building out partnerships. And yeah, if they really do have a Yuga, like if they are owned by Yuga or they have a deeper Yuga partnership, which it sounds like they do, then it's not going anywhere. It's just like, again, if I'm thinking about what do I want to have in my bag, I'd be stoked to have some 10KTF in my bag right now, because I feel like they're going to be doing really well over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I want to get to this last point. That we're going to give this probably like a couple more minutes, and then we're going to say adios. We are at like an hour and 30 minutes. Gif, you've been awesome just hopping in, man. I appreciate you coming in for this portion of the episode.
With bringing the condescension. Let's go.
Hard condescension. All right, so looking at this though, like it's cool to like get more projects in this, especially more relevant ones maybe than ones we added a while ago. But then the comparisons start to come in. Like, again, like we have 10KTF at C. Does that look like it belongs on a row with these different projects now?
I just have to say really briefly as a side tangent that I'm also starting to believe and speculate now. Y'all are hearing it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I think there might also be a collaboration between the SuperYetis and 10KTF, because if you go right back to that and you look at Wagmi-san's face next to the Yeti, I think his face is actually a SuperYeti. So I'm just saying, like,
oh my God,
nobody else I think has really pinpointed this connection yet.
Oh my God.
And y'all might be the first to get this alpha. So, collab, there it is. Wagmi-san Yeti. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing that, right? It's uncanny. It's uncanny, folks. Same thing.
It literally is the same thing. All right. I don't know how we get back to a situation where they were. Let's see. Boom, boom. I could see that. Again, unironically, we have Yetis at C. Great launch today. Give them a little clap. Great announcement, as you will, building in the space. Anything else before we hop this off? I looked at Moonbirds here. Again, I'm like a little bit biased toward things that are obviously like in the news now, which again was my original kind of thought with the Rate My Bags, but I like the fact that we're going to this ingredient approach. But Moonbirds at B feels right, like to me. Like I'm not going to move them up or down based on what happened. I can't see them in A tier, but I really don't see them going to like C or D based on just this happening.
Interesting.
Where would you have Moonbirds?
No, I think it could belong there, but it's to your point. It's like comparing it to those around it.
Exactly.
Because Moonbird seems a lot more relevant, interesting, and valuable than a lot of the ones in A. So that's where it's like,
Well, are we talking about value here? Right? Like there's the ingredient piece. We really need to have like a full episode where we fucking, just
hammer out these metrics.
Soup to nuts.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell it's called. Nuts. What is it?
I like nutty soup. Sure.
Okay. All right,
That's
guys.
getting weird.
Listen.
All right.
Yeah. It is getting weird. So we are going to get up out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. NFT Live, Gifdead, you're the man for coming through last minute. Ronan the Collector as well was here earlier. Thank you guys. Our vibe, our tribe. We will see you guys tomorrow. Nifty Q Show. I'll see you guys then.
Our vibe, our tribe. Let's go.
Got a little more swag in his style. Met his girlfriend, she was clapping in the crowd. Love is what was happening to him now. He said I would marry you, but I'm engaged to these aerials and varials, and I don't think this board is strong enough to carry two. She said, "Bow, I weigh 120 pounds. Now, let me make one thing clear. I don't need to ride yours, I got mine right here." So she took him to a spot he didn't know about.